Low energy, unfocused, foggy? You might be dehydrated. Whether it's hot yoga, over 100-degree weather, or too much sun. Gatorlight, with a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes, was scientifically designed to help move fluids into the body faster for rapid rehydration. Shop now at retailers nationwide. Gatorlight hydrates faster than water. Is it in you? Symptoms noted are signs of mild to moderate dehydration. Consult a healthcare professional if symptoms persist.
Coach Unplugged is brought to you by great people over at teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. Here is your host, Steve Collins.
Hey everybody, welcome to Coach Unplugged. Happy Thursday. Today we're going to have a basketball discussion. We're going to talk about offenses and zone defenses and team building. But before we dive into that, I'd like to give a big shout out to our 2 sponsors, Dr. Dish, the #1 shooting machine on the market. Not only is it innovative, not only is it, in my opinion, has the best technology on the market, it is easy to use. And I'll give you a story. It's super easy to break down. We have 2 of them. And this last weekend we had our winter dance at our school. And I think I got them broken down, taken out of the gym in less than 5 minutes. It was crazy. So go over and check them out. Mention Coach Unplugged. They'll give you $350 off your next purchase. Also, make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. You want to jump in now before prices increase. As we redo the website and add more content and add more people that are there to help and do more office hours and one-on-one calls. We're going to be increasing the price of teachhoops.com. So if you're thinking of joining, this is a great time postseason as the season winds down to jump in and work on your craft. We always tell our players to work on their craft. As a coach, as a basketball coach, you should be working on yours. So go over and check that out. Let's head off to the podcast.
I know all of us are in that kind of part of the season right now. I just got done yesterday with an office hours with a handful of coaches from our coaching community over at teachhoops.com. That I'd share a little bit of that with you, not only the office hours, but the videos and everything in Teach Hoops. I think will make it a very valuable resource for not only that first year coach or that youth coach, but the coach who's been doing it for 20, 25 years. It's a great community. I know how much communication there is in our private Facebook group, and it's pretty exciting. So go over and check it out, www.teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. And if you have time, we'd love you to go over and subscribe and like. It helps us move up iTunes, to be honest with you. All right. Evening, guys. All right. Question. I know there were some 131 questions earlier in the week. So anything specific you want to talk about?
Can you hear me okay, Steve?
I can. Yep.
How are you doing?
I'm good. It's so cold. It's so cold in Wisconsin right now that it's like.
It was even cold in Florida this week. It's about 2 hours south of there.
Okay. Yep.
So.
Yeah, we've been to we've played a couple tournaments. We played in the Villages a couple of years ago, and then last year we played in Ocala at the Kingdom of the Suns.
Okay. They have the big one down here in Fort Myers, the City of Palms, where they have the big tournament from all over the country.
That's a huge one. That's probably a top. I'd say Kingdom of the Suns is probably top 20. That's probably top 10. There's a couple. There's one out in California that's really good. There's one in Hawaii that's really good. The one in Farm Bureau was crazy. The Dorman High School is like 5,000, which is, and it's like the 4th largest basketball arena in the state of South Carolina is at this high school. It goes South Carolina, Clemson. Yeah, they have a video board that's like at the Kohl Center for the Badgers. It was crazy.
I hope we can get there, but I'm nowhere close with the team.
It's baby steps.
So I guess one of the offenses that I want to talk about, situations that I have is I'm young and I'm not tall. I'm very guard oriented. I mean, I think my tallest guy is 6'4", and he would rather shoot a 3 than bang it up. So
first of all,
I'm just looking for, and I know.
Yeah, all big men think they're guards anyway, so you're not alone in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just looking for some. Yeah, I'm just looking for some ideas for guard-oriented, just what we got.
Okay, so are you able? So a couple questions before we go any farther. Are you able to score? I mean, if you're open, can you score, or is it? Do you have to be able to create points? Is it? Because I've had teams that have been small, but we can score. Or do you have? Is there defense? Can you score? Can you score on the offensive end if you run things properly, or are you feeling like maybe the defense has to help?
No, our defense is horrible. I'll be honest with you. I mean, to give you an idea, we're in games we have no business being in, and we're losing to teams we should be beating. It's been one of those kind of seasons for us.
But part of that's youth too. Like I have a relatively young team this year, and we lost to a team early in the year. You know, we beat some of the best teams in state, and then you go lose to one that's like in the middle of the pack kind of thing. So it happens, especially when you're young and they don't get it. So
when they move the ball, they get their shots and they can knock their shots down. They're very good. I got probably 3 or 4 kids that are dynamite 3-point shooters.
Okay. So you want to probably do some sort of combination of read and react and dribble drive. Are they a good dribbler? Can they attack the rim and get to the free throw line?
They can when they want to.
When they want to.
It's that mentality.
So, and how is shot selection?
They would rather take the 3 than they would dribble drive
and the 3 is fool's gold. I always tell my guys it's fool's gold. It's easy to get. I mean, I maybe more pointed question is with shot selection is will they share the ball first of all, and do they understand the scheme of what a good shot is to a bad shot?
Yes. So and yes. So let me explain by that. Yep. In Florida down here, we have kids that can transfer no matter what.
Okay.
So my guard and my semi-big man, this is their 4th school in 4 years. And I think I posted – I don't have any leadership from that.
Yeah. Yep.
So their point is when he's running the point guard, yes, he can dish the ball, but it's always me first.
Yep.
And it's been a hell of a thing for me to try to break this year.
So
especially as a
first-year coach, it's hard. So a couple things with that. I think shot selection is really important offensively. We can talk about specifics of offense. We do we spend once a week, we go through a game and we literally go through shots. And I think I did that in that leadership thing I put in Teach Hoops.
Right.
But we rank shots because I want them to know what they think is a good shot and what I think is a good shot is not necessarily the same thing all the time. It's not. I mean, they're teenage boys in this case. So we spend a lot of time on, this is this is a 9 and this is a 1 kind of thing. And I think that helps. And it helps not only in the sense that I tell them I'm not picking on them when I do it, but I want them to hear it in front of the group in the sense that if they keep taking 1s, their teammates know they're taking 1s and their teammates will let them know they're taking 1s. So, we want to take 7s and 9s. We want to take good shots. They're not always going to go in, but we want to take really good shots. So I think that builds a camaraderie and we're all on the same page. We're all trying to do this together. So that I would definitely spend time on that because, I'm a stats teacher by day and a basketball coach at night, but the data is if you're taking better shots, your percentage is going to be higher. You're going to win more games, blah, 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 blah. And, what's a contested shot? What's an uncontested? This might be a good shot, the 5th pass, but it's a terrible shot in the 1st pass. They just don't understand that sometimes. And by this time of the year, my guys know what a good shot is and they know what a bad shot is because we've done it enough. Right. So I would spend some time on that because that will build leadership because you're a relatively young team and you're building toward the future. This is what we want. And this is what we don't want.
Okay.
Do you don't have a shot clock in Florida, so that's good. Do they understand the game of basketball is more my sense. Do they understand spacing and screening? Yes. Okay. Do you want them to have freedom or do you want a continuity? I like
them to have freedom.
Okay. So then go ahead.
One of the problems that I had, and I made this mistake and I'll never make it again. I thought having a parent that knew the local basketball scene as an assistant coach was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely the wrong thing to do.
Right.
So I'm repairing a lot of those because everything that his son didn't take was a bad shot.
Right.
So I'm trying to build up everybody's confidence to be able to take a shot and not think that they're going to get yanked out of a game if they take a bad shot.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And that's a part of the growing of being a coach too. You got to kind of work that mentality out. But so I would come down on Teach Hoops. I have a couple. I do read and react. I have run the gamut. I'll tell you right now. I've run the gamut on structured offense to freedom offenses. This is where I've settled after 30 years. The more talented you are, the more structured you need to be. And the less talented you are, the more freedom you need to give them. Like the teams that I've had that have had NBA guys, they could score every time down the court if I let them and just go one-on-one. And some of them would have been horrible shots. So I had to control them more in a structured offense, like screen here, do this. Where, maybe when you're not quite as talented or you're young, you want to give them freedom. So you want to come up with a set of rules. You don't have a post. So the read and react would be an easy one where there's basically 5 spots. And then you basically have a set of rules. We have 5 rules that we do, and then we have kind of countered those rules to add with it. So when you pass away, we set up what we refer to as a double screen away. Everyone fills the spot. So I'll send you. I have a little cheat sheet for offense, and then a little cheat sheet in the back that I give all the boys of 5 basic rules. And then we add into those rules. We have what we call quick hitters, which are special plays. We add to that, all that kind of stuff added to it. But the problem we're having right now, I can tell you with my group, is we're getting too predictable. Like they know the rules and they'll do the same thing over, and that's easier for teams to defend. So we're trying to break them of being too predictable. Hey, if they're overplaying you, if someone overplays you, backdoor cut. That's one of our rules. Like if they're denying you, backcourt cut. So what you want to do is, especially because you don't have any bigs, you want to leave the lane open at all times. So if you leave the lane open, they can always attack off the dribble, and then it leaves those cutting lanes along. The read and react, I believe, is the best offense out there right now. The problem is Torbert's got like 87 layers on it, and I'm a relatively smart person. It's just way too complicated. So we've basically narrowed it down to like the high school version of here's 5 rules, do these 5 things, and then you can expand on it. We have like a wing ISO where we let somebody dribble penetrate. We'll have a post up. We'll have things out of it. But basically you want to just get to the 5 spots. So the 2 baselines, the 2 wings, and the top of the key. And then you're just filling those. I can see, I don't know, as we're doing this, I'll look and see if I have it so I can pull it up and we can talk about it here. Hold on, let me see. Because people ask for it all the time. So let me just look here real quick. Yeah, it snowed today, so I know it didn't snow in Florida. So at least you don't have that.
No. I mowed the lawn this morning, so.
Well, I feel bad for my dog too, because I have a golden, and she just.
Hey, everybody! I hope you're enjoying that. If you could right now leave us a review, even if it's just a 5-star review, that's great. Or if it's a written review, I read every one of them. They do mean a lot to us, no matter where you listen, especially on iTunes. Also, make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. We're all kind of creeping up. We can see basketball season off there in the horizon. Can't imagine a better time to come join before all the changes that are going to be happen. Also, if you would like to help us out and you do any shopping in Amazon, you can click our Amazon link down below, and that would be one way. Every time you purchase something, we get a little kickback and as an affiliate link. So I hope you're enjoying the podcast. Let's get back to it.
Here, I'm going to do this. This is faster. I'm 99% convinced I put it on our Facebook group. So let me look here.
Okay.
Because people always ask for it, so I got to figure out how to look up files.
Now, when you say you put stuff on Teachhoop, is that on that Schoolology?
Yep, the Schoolology stuff. It's definitely on there. I know it's on there, and I also put it on the Facebook group. I got to look
because people have asked for it before. And then, so if you click, okay, so let me show you. I can do this. I'm relatively tech savvy, but not always. Okay, so I need to close this out. I'm going to go here. So I'm going to share my screen. So those of you that are watching rather than listening. Okay, so I'm going to go to, I'll just go to Chrome here. So this is just my web page. You can see I'm ADHD. I got my Spartan Youth Camp and all sorts of stuff. I have like 80. I have a tab issue. I actually have a tab issue. I have too many tabs open all the time. All right. So if I come down here and I go to our Facebook group, so I'll hit click. Look at all those tabs open. So I go up here and I go to files over on the side. All the stuff I put on that people have asked for, and the offensive rules are right here. So that will it's okay with you too. But if you click on it, and I'll open it here so we can look at it real quick together. So these are our 5 offensive rules. So you got to fill the 5 spots. So there's 5 spots. I don't believe in numbers. When I grew up, it was like the 5-man was your cent. I want to start a bunch of 6'4" guys, to be honest with you, that are long. That's fine. I like the bucks. I want to just be long. And but anyway, so if you're overplayed, you backdoor. That's one of our rules. So people will start denying you. After you pass, you cut to the basket, except the point to the wing pass. And on the point to the wing pass, we do what we call Sussex cuts. So a Sussex cut it's named after a school we kind of took it from. You basically you set a pick away. You can either set a single or double screen. So if one passes to 2 here, 1 and 3 will go and set a screen for 5, and they'll fill. One of them would slip to the open area in here. So this paint area always has to be open. It allows for dribble penetration, allows for cuts, because kids don't really jump to the ball real well. All other passes cut to the basket, and you rotate. So if I make a pass from here all the way down here, I'm cutting to the basket. I'm doing a hard cut, and I'm looking for it. Okay. Post cuts. So, and if this is a post, maybe this is your 6'4" kid. Once he passes it to 4, he can cut and post up. We have a 2-second rule. If you don't get the ball in 2 seconds, you have to get out of this area, because we want people cutting through at all times. Right. And then a skip pass to the weak side. So if they sag, if 5-man sags here and 3 sags here, we skip and we work on like a pin. 3 will come in and they'll rotate up. But the key is movement. That somebody should always be moving. So if 1 passes to 4, 1 is going to cut through, and everybody else should rotate. So 2 should V cut, 3 should rotate up, 5 should come through because 1's cut through, and then he's going to fill a spot. So the movements on those are all, and 2 can come over and set a screen for 3. We just want them in all 5 spots, and especially if you have guards, it's such a good a movement thing. I see people unmute audio. If people, I see other people on here. I'm just unmuting. Hold on one second. Not sure why. Unmute audio. So if people have questions, they can ask questions. Or you can put it in the chat too. I can see it in the chat. Does that make sense? So
it makes perfect sense.
I can send that to you. We have more rules than this, but this is where I would start. And it will take, a week for them to kind of get used to filling and moving. And what's going to happen is the overplay is the hard one, because people are going to be up the line. Well, if someone overplays you, you got to backdoor cut them. You got to, make them pay if they're denying. If they're not, you're going to get some open shots. And then these are really hard to defend. Like, right. So let's say 2 takes this shot, 1 passes to 2. If 3 and 5 crash the offensive glass, they're going to get a lot of rebounds, because it's really hard. It's very hard for them to get to box out, because they're so far from the basket. Kids aren't used to boxing out from those distances. So we work a lot on offensive. We work on on offensive and attacking the rim, especially when they're on the outsides. The problem is you'll have to work on them being predictable, and you don't want them to be predictable. You want them to not be predictable and keep moving and doing those kind of things.
Okay, gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Thanks.
Yep. Oh, excuse me. That was bad. We got all sick too when we go on these trips out of state. You know, it's like 14 of us in a hotel for 5 days. It's like the plague.
Right.
It's so great. I think next year. We're going back to Ocala next year. I think.
Oh yeah.
We really liked that one. It was really nice.
Yeah, we didn't get in any this year just because I knew as a team we weren't going to be there.
Yeah, and the thing is, winter tournaments are good just because you can kind of get a test of where you're at, kind of thing.
Heck, I can't even get him to show up for practice during break.
Really?
It's one of those. Yeah. So I got 12 being my Down syndrome kid that I have on the team.
Yep.
But I had 6 kids show up both days, the 3 days that I had practice.
And what happens to the ones that don't show up?
They're not starting.
Yeah.
I don't start them in their next game.
Yep. I think that's a great rule.
2 of them are my seniors.
Yeah. So. Here's my theory with that too, and I have a whole set of rules I give out, especially when they're freshmen. It's like, my starting point guard, who's one of the best point guards in the area, he was sick for 5 days or 4 days. He doesn't have practice. I didn't start him. I rested him as much, but I next man up. I had two starters gone on our game on Friday. They just didn't start. They knew they weren't going to start. It's just like you missed practice. Right. It's like I'm sorry you're sick, but it is what it is,
Well, one of the seniors, my back hurt. Well, you can still come and support your teammates.
You can rebound. You can, maybe we'll have a film session. Maybe we'll do that kind of stuff. Yeah,
There's other things.
Their teenage brain is an interesting cookie. Trust me.
It is.
I'm married to a psychologist. It's an interesting thing. Very interesting thing. All right. Any other thing? I see John on here. Anybody else have questions? You can put them over in the chat too. I know some people might be listening too. I don't think anybody's muted. No. So are you pressing? Are you doing any doubling or anything like that, Todd?
We were, but we don't play good defense. We can't play man-to-man defense. They just don't play good man defense. So our problem is that I don't have a deep bench, and they just flat out didn't get in shape over the summer. So I can't press as much as I want to because they're not in basketball shape. They're still not in basketball shape.
So what are you running like a 2-3 or a matchup or something like that?
We usually we're 3-2 most of the time because there's a lot of 3-point threats in the county. So that's what we run a lot.
And when the ball goes when the ball goes to the baseline, where do you have the top guy in the 3-2 go?
We have him sag right down when it goes down right down the.
Yep. Because most zones when they get below the free throw line look like 2 threes. When they get below the free throw line. So that's, there's a couple different tweaks you can do on that too. You could have the bottom guy cover the wing and then have the top guy of the 3-2 go all the way to the low block and cover basically the low block. There's little tweaks. Right. I would work. So you're saying you're not very good at man. What I would do is really work on it as a matchup zone. So sell it kind of as a matchup in the sense that everyone's still responsible. This is your area. And we shouldn't have 2 of you guarding one person, which is part of the problem we have sometimes. So we run 1-3-1 a lot, and we run a matchup in the sense that I just want them to have responsibilities. And it's a cliche, but a silent gym's a losing gym. And if they don't talk, it doesn't matter if they don't talk. And especially in a matchup, you really have to talk because you got to hand guys off. Or, people are cutting through the paint or doing things like that. You got to literally hand them off to the next person. I sell it to the boys as we're doing a matchup. I'm trying to keep you out of foul trouble. I'm trying to save energy. So you're not running from the corner to the top of the key to the other corner. You're just handing guys off.
Right.
A lot of matchups when you run them well basically look like switching man. They're not because you tend to be playing a zone more. But I would try that. I would try some little tweaks too. Maybe a 3-2 to a 2-3. A little things that just change momentum, especially if you're not scoring, because teams get stagnant. Teams get 2 things. As soon as you change, they get stagnant. And if you run something too long, they tend to find it's kind of like a war. They kind of prod and find the weaknesses, and then they exploit them.
Yeah, we got a big challenge coming up on Tuesday because the team we're playing has 6'8" and 6'5", and they can post up and they play outside. So I don't know what I'm running yet, to be honest with them.
Okay.
I've even thought about a triangle and 2 to mix things up a little bit with them.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I love combo defenses. I don't call them junk defenses. I love combo defenses. Just because, so here's my theory with combos, especially if you've scouted well, is
right.
We'll run a diamond in 1, we'll run a triangle in 2, we'll run a 2, or we're chasing 3 guys, and we'll put 1 guy at the free throw line, 1 guy at the bottom. I want the 3rd, 4th, and 5th leading scorers on teams that have to hit shots.
Right.
It's hard. I mean, it's if you take the top 2 guys out and you make some other people hit shots, it's a mentality. Very rarely is number 3, number 4, number 5 have the same mentality as 1 and 2,
right.
And it just causes the continuity of a team to just kind of crumble a little bit.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So I think those are really good, and they're very easy to have in. And we run. Let me grab my shared screen here. We'll run a couple different triangle and 2s too. So,
hey everybody. Hope you're enjoying the podcast. Couple things you can do real quick. Subscribe and like here and on YouTube under Teach Hoops under YouTube. Leave any sort of reviews, any comments. We love those. If you do any shopping on Amazon, down below is our Amazon link. It doesn't cost you anything, especially if you're a Prime member. Even if you're not a Prime member, we get a small little commission every time that you purchase through our link. And the last thing is make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. I can't imagine a better resource, a better way to expand your horizons. There's nothing like it on the web that I have found. I have experienced everything that you're experiencing. I've coached guys at the highest level. I've coached NBA guys. I've coached, 5th grade boys how to dribble. So I've experienced everything that you're experiencing, and I am here to help. So go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. All right, back to the podcast.
If I'm doing this, I will do a triangle and 2 like this, where I put 2 guys at the elbow, and then I put 1 guy at the bottom. So if you're worried about 3-point shooters, this can help with it.
Okay.
And I don't let him leave the paint area. So my theory is I'm going to not give up any layups at this point. And then these 2 are kind of working in unison together. So if the ball gets down here in the corner, this guy might have to go over and he might have to take high post, because they know that this area right in here is taken by whatever person's running, that position.
Okay.
And I tend to do this against better 3-point shooting teams. Then I'll invert it. I'll go back to the old, triangle and 2 if I'm not as worried about shooters, and they're only really, and if I'm chasing the other 2 guys, then then this will take care of the top of the key guy, and we can take care of the post area.
Okay.
So you invert it, and you're saying in your county you're good at 3-point shooting, you might want to invert it. These 2, you basically are playing 3 separate games. These 2 guys out here, like let's say X1 and X2, they are chasing and not letting those 2 catch the ball. They're full denial. They have no help responsibilities. They're just stopping those 2 players. So they're chasing them around like chickens with their head cut off. And then these 2 guys are working in unison. And then this guy's got, usually somebody will be in the paint area that this guy will take care of.
Okay.
Very rarely will you have 5 out, especially when you're chasing their 2 leading scorers. They tend to set ball screens and some other things like that.
And you got that bottom guy low in the paint?
I do.
Okay.
He's just down here. He's not going out to the corner to defend a 3. He is basically, I call him my gatekeeper. We're not giving up layups. So we're taking their 2 best scorers away, and we're not going to give you a layup. You're not going to get a layup because we're going to have somebody down here, your 6'4" kid or your 6'3" kid down here just protecting the paint, side fronting, whatever. And then these 2 are working on. So shooter 3, shooter 4 might get some open 12 to 15 footers with these guys running at them.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to hit them.
Right.
So it's a different look, and it just freaks teams out badly.
And what I've seen, I don't think that they can hit them once you take those 2 out.
Right. Right. And then yeah. So
and if they do, God bless them.
That's kind of my theory. It's like, okay, if your 4th best player beats us we're obviously doing this because we have some matchup issues. High school basketball is really a lot about matchups.
Right.
Then go ahead. Then you're going to beat us. Then that's not just not our night then at that point. And then the triangle and 2 works. The diamond and 1, which we run, it's similar. So we'll put a guy at the top, and we run it similar to our 1-3-1 in the sense that this guy will be chasing the one guy, and then these guys will be working in unison. This guy will basically work this triangle right in here from the top of the key to the elbows.
Okay.
This guy will basically work corners again, side to side, like in a 1-3-1. And then these two, if let's say the ball is over here, this guy is sinking into the paint at that point. So the opposite wing on a 1-3-1 is always sinking as the lowest man.
Right.
So it's just kind of shifting. I like diamond again for you probably because of your county, because it takes away the 3-point shooters a little bit better. If the 3-point line is out here. Box and 1 doesn't quite do that as well. Box and 1 seem to work better before the 3-point line, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Seems like more people, if they're running this, run the diamond, just because it seems like it's a better share at this point.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yep, makes perfect sense.
And you might even want to put like a basic 2-2-1 in, even if you're not good at pressing, just to slow teams down.
Right.
Something like that, just to slow. Like a little token. We're not going to turn them over. We're just going to slow them back. A 2-2-1 can easily go back into a 3-2, like you were talking about before.
Yeah. We started when we were pressing. We would do the 1-2-1-1. It's just our wings were never quick enough to trap the ball.
You know what? And I've had, like I told you, some of the guys I've had. It's freakishly how many great athletes I've had to run a diamond in 1. To run a diamond in 1 in the full court is really, really, really hard. I did it with guys that are playing. 2 of them are in the NBA, and I couldn't even do it because it's so hard to get it set. So if you ever run that, you almost got to start at the free throw line or the top of the key. It's hard to get that initial trap right away.
Right.
It just is. If you're athletic, but it's super hard.
Yeah.
That's why I just kind of slide it back a little bit and start it, maybe at the free throw line at the top of the key, and then start our press there. And
that's what I got the kids to believe, that a 10-second count is just as good as a turnover on a trap.
Right.
So
right. And we've been talking to our kids about it's better to take the 5-second count than to turn the ball over and let them have a layup. That's been our big 3-week thing, because everyone's kind of pressuring us right now. And it luckily hasn't been super. I said, I'd rather have because defensively in the half court, we're really good. And I said, I'll take our chances against anybody if we can set our defense and they got to play against it. But I said, if you turn the ball over and they go 2-on-1, we can't stop them. So take the 5 count and we'll get back and defend. I'm not happy with it, but we'd rather have that than the other thing. So it's similar to that. The turnover thing just kills you in high school basketball.
Yeah, it does.
All right, let's see. I have a question here. I hope you weren't muted, but what would you do if you had a great outside shooter and 2 strong posts? The team we were playing on Friday is like this, and they like to shoot outside and run a give and go. They have a great outside shooter and 2 strong posts. So I might do a couple things with this. Do they get, so this is in the chat. So if you can answer in the chat, do they set ball screens, or how do they get the guard the shots? So that if you can answer that, it would help. I would deny the shooter. I don't think shooters like when they get denied and get pressure. So that's the first thing. And if they have 2 good posts, let's see, it says they like to shoot outside and run a give and go. I would double the give and go. I'm a firm believer in ball screens and give and goes that you run at them, because high school kids don't pass real well, or junior high kids don't pass. So I'm a firm believer, if people are running pick and rolls and slips, you run at them and you take them out of it and you make them make an extra pass. But if there's a shooter, I would take the shooter out, and then, either like what we were just talking about, maybe run a diamond in 1, maybe run some sort of sagging post. But I always, and I would front the post whenever I can. I don't think high school kids are good at reversing the ball and lobbing it in. I haven't seen it in 30 years, so I don't think it's going to change overnight. So I believe in fronting that low post whenever you possibly can. And it's not always possible, but the way you counter that is you reverse the ball real quick and you pin. But again, I haven't seen that a lot.
Can you hear me at all?
I can. Okay. It's much easier if you ask. Yeah. Go ahead.
I just didn't want to run. It's hard. I'm from Texas. We're polite down here, I guess. I don't know.
No, jump in.
No, but like I watched a little bit of film. I'm new to this district. It's my first year coaching. It's girls actually.
Okay.
And we've had a lot of injuries. We're small, and our toughest opponent is coming up Friday.
Okay.
And, they like to have 2 high posts.
At the elbows.
At the elbows, yes.
Okay.
And they'll get the ball into one of them, and then their strong shooters at the corner, and they'll kick it out to her, and they'll dive down, and then they'll just kick it right back to her.
Okay, so the opposite post will dive. I agree, and they'll look for that post.
Yes.
Okay, and then where is that? Is the shooter on the same side as the person that catches the ball, or the opposite side?
Most of the time the same side. Sometimes they'll do like a backdoor type thing, but.
Yep. So then I would deny that shooter. I would literally, as soon as she got off the bus, I would start denying her the ball. Just the entire game. No help responsibilities on her if she's that good a shooter.
Okay.
Because that really frustrates scorers. It does. When you do that and they're not used to it, it frustrates them. And then what I would do is if they have those 2 posts at the elbows, I would take the one of the other 2 defenders, because there's 2 other people on the floor, and I would sag them into the paint and help on those 2 posts. So wherever their worst scorer is, that girl, we call it 10X. We call it depends on the year, but there'll always be a kid on the floor that really can't score very well, usually, unless the team's really good. So that is always my help person. I tell them to sag, protect. As soon as they catch the ball, go out and defend them. But then your responsibility is to help on these posts. Because they're going to want to catch it moving and going toward the basket. So you want to the thing about you want to take them out of their comfort zone. They might still beat you, but you just don't want them to have those looks that are easy that they're used to getting. So you don't want that 3-point shooter to get the look she's getting in the paint, and you don't want these posts to get the normal high-low flash give and go cuts that they normally get. So you have to counter what they want and make. Like Todd and I were talking about, you want to make score 4 and score 5 beat you, basically. And that's what you got to convince the girls. It's like, we're not going to let these 3 girls beat us. Let the other ones shoot it, and then we'll just they're not going to probably consistently hit those shots. You'll still run at them and you'll defend them, but I think it will help.
I appreciate that. They're really tall too. We've got short girls. I don't have anybody.
So are you going to pressure them the whole game then?
We're going to try it. Actually, I put in that run and jump that I watched one of your videos, and we played this past Friday, and it basically won the game for us. So I appreciate it.
It did. The thing about a run and jump too, I'm going to tell you, that's a great one, and we've run and jump too. Is it's just gonna you're gonna think you're good at it right now. Just keep at it, because a lot of it is instinctual. Like, you know what I mean? It is. It's like you can tell. All right, the ball's here. These 2 need to run, and then you need to rotate. You got to keep telling the girls that we're not going to get to steal on the double. We're going to get to steal on the pass, and we're going to get a lot better at this. And you're not on the computer right now, but whenever, let's say the ball is caught in the corner, there's basically 3 spots that person can pass. So I always talk about angles, must be because I'm a math teacher. But let's say you trap somebody in a corner, they're going to go to the low block, the same side. They're going to go to the wing, or they're going to go opposite. There's only 3 spots for them to pass if you double them in the right spots. So you just got to keep teaching the girls, these are the spots that you want. But if this team is that much bigger than you, I would literally make it a track meet. That's the only way, because otherwise rebounding is going to, I've seen games like this. They're going to get second and third shots, which is going to be the hard part. Yeah, you want to get it up and down the court, and then you have to tell the girls, our goal is 1 shot. like when they shoot, everybody's got to box somebody out, because maybe you can get the big girls in foul trouble because they're so used to going to the board.
Hey, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. A couple things. First of all, we would love if you would leave a review, subscribe, and like. Those are nice. We'd also love if you came over and joined teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. I promise you'll probably get an email from me and a video welcoming you within 24 hours. Also, if you're wanting to help us with hosting fees and those things, and it doesn't cost you anything, you can go down below and hit our affiliate link for Amazon. Every time you go shopping on Amazon, we'll get a small little commission. So that's really easy to do. Also, make sure, and I don't mention this a lot, make sure you go over and check out our YouTube channel, Teach Hoops. There's thousands of videos over there to kind of help you become a better basketball coach. All right, let's head back to the podcast.
That if you box them out, you'll get some over the back calls. You'll get some of that stuff as the game goes on. Do you have a shot clock in Texas?
No, we don't.
Okay. So yeah, you want a racetrack at this point, I'm thinking, and then you just want to take those 3 girls out of comfort. I think is the big thing.
We also ran the sideline break that you.
Did that help, the press break?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy that it works. I don't know why it worked, because I think everyone's worried about getting beat deep. I think they're worried about getting beat deep.
Yeah, it even worked. They were manning up on us, full court man, and then they switched to a zone, and we continued doing it, and it still worked.
It's like when you're breaking a press. If you do those diagonal cuts, you can't stop it. And the thing is, I use sideline to get my point guard is my best free throw shooter. Thank goodness. So I use that to get him the ball at the end of the game. Like I want him, like literally, he could shoot every free throw all year, and I'd be happy. So that's where that I use that sometimes to get him the ball, so we can hopefully get him at the free throw line. But I'm glad it worked. It's amazing how some stuff just works. I'm not sure why it works, but yeah. All right, what else, Todd? Anything else?
I got a couple things. I just don't want to hog the office hours.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, and I posted something in the Facebook group about this, and we're 1-9. We're got a brutal second half schedule.
Yep.
You know, my JVs are and the makeup of my team is I'm starting a freshman and 2 juniors or 2 juniors right now.
Yep.
I'll have 2 juniors that are going to be adding to that next year.
Okay.
At what point do I say, let's bring up some JV guys? Let's get them the experience, because the seniors that I have, to be quite honest with you, are football players.
Right.
They got the heart of gold. They're just football bodies. They're 5'10", 210 pounds.
So the couple things. First of all, the good thing about sophomores is they become juniors.
Yeah.
That's the good thing. Okay. So will it be a good? So I'm gonna tell you a story that Wesley Matthews, who plays for the Mavericks right now. I did not move him up as a freshman. I didn't move him up as a freshman because the group that was ahead of him, those juniors and seniors, I wanted him to win and I wanted him to have a great experience. I moved him up come tournament time. I didn't move him up right away. And part of that equation for me was, I do regret it. So if you're listening, Wesley, I do regret it. But part of the reason was I wanted him to have a great experience, which he did. He won a lot of games. But I wasn't sure how that senior underclassmen thing was going to gel.
Right.
Have a group where it's going to work and they're going to accept them in open hands and we're a team. Yes. If you're 1-9, I always think you should do it if you can, but I'm not sure I don't know your team dynamics, and I'm not sure I don't want that experience to be bad for them when they move up. Especially being a first year coach, I'd be a little leery doing it. You take your lumps in the sense, and again, I don't know your team. I don't know how those juniors and seniors will respond. If they respond, great, welcome. Even though you're taking playing time, blah, 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 blah. Then it would probably be a great experience for the youngsters. But it's not worth sacrificing your culture in your program for a little bit of experience, because it's not gonna make or break them, to be honest with you. What I might do, and I've done this in the past, and I did this. I took my son. I took 2 freshmen and 2 sophomores moved with me to South Carolina, and they practiced and they got to do everything. They didn't play; they suited, but they never played. I did that just because here's how we do things. Here's how we prep. Here's how we go through our scout. And when they came back and played last week, it was like night and day because they were playing against sophomores. So I might have them come practice with you. I might have them, hey, come and, this is how we do stuff. This is how practice works. This is how we watch film. I always think that's a good idea later in the season, tournament time, because, you're building them for next year.
Right.
Moving them up and playing them. I'd be leery. First year coach in 1 and 9, I'd be leery.
Okay.
Just because you don't want – I don't think the cost benefit, it's the whole cost benefit for it is going to be that much. I would, if you think they're going to help you next year and they're going to be part of the program and they're a big part, I would definitely, hey, come and practice. When I know you have your practice, maybe you can come for an hour of ours. Blah, 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 blah. You can learn how things – and most kids will be excited about it. You'll be able to tell if they're players too because they'll just want to come and play.
Well, and the group that I have coming up have played together since they've been in 5th and 6th grade. So when I say I'm playing for next year, that's really because then I'll have all summer with them. And
and you'll have stuff. We'll talk about this when the spring comes too. There's all sorts of stuff we do even before summer comes. About how do you build. It's like me. I love the Cubs. So side note, but I go watch them play baseball. I go watch them run track. It's really about building relationships in the off season. It really is. Me now is not me in July in the gym, just because I can build relationships with them. So when I'm really hard on them, they know I still love them and they know I care about them. And then when I'm telling them that that's a horrible shot, it's not personal because they know they built that relationship with me, and that's hard to do in the season because we're doing our jobs, we're getting them ready, we're doing everything else. We got family out. I can't. It's harder to build those relationships.
And that's where I struggled this year. By the time they brought me on board,
it was too late.
I missed all the summer stuff.
It was.
We were having open gym, and that's about the extent of it.
Oh, trust me, I got this job in October. I got married in July. I got this gig in October, and we started in November. And it was just like I know how you're feeling. You're feeling like you're drowning.
Yeah,
it's okay. You just got to get through the first year. You got to talk to the kids after the season and go, hey, here's what happened. We're all in this together. We want to build this thing. How can we do this together? It's such a distant memory that, you got to experience it. It's like, you got to experience it to feel it. And then, once April rolls around, it'll be totally different. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Last question I have.
All right.
Is how do you handle referees? And let me say this with an asterisk because I'm a 15-year referee. So my problem is I know too much about the other side.
You do.
I know when you're out of position, you shouldn't have been in position. You shouldn't have made that call. And I tend to get myself in a little trouble by vocalizing that too much.
Yes, you're in the wrong spot.
I'm having a problem finding that balance.
Yes. So 3 officials or 2 officials?
We got 3.
Okay, so 3 is good. So I think 3 was one of the best moves in high school basketball that we've ever made. Because here's my issue. Don't get me wrong. I yell at officials. I will let them know when I'm not happy. As long as they're talking to me, I'm fine with them. I don't hold it. It's like whatever. I like that there's one that's always there in front of me that I can talk to. I grew up in the 80s, the Bobby Knight era, blah blah blah, and I've hopefully gotten better with age. I've learned that the officials really don't impact the outcome of most games. They really don't. They have, trust me, I've coached 500 high school games. They have, but very rarely do they impact it. So that I kind of changed my mentality is, I got to worry about my guys. I got to worry about us getting better. I will let them know if I disagree with a call. The last game we were up by 35 and the whistle changed. I let them know that the whistle should stay the same even though we're up.
Right.
It's not fair to the kids. The ones that are playing now deserve the same whistle you were giving. Anyway, So I will vocalize that. I have assistants that probably yell a lot more than I do. I don't remember in the state of Wisconsin. I don't remember last time I got a technical. So I have kind of come to the mentality that they're just there. They're doing their best job. I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
If it's really bad, and we're lucky to play in a lot of pretty packed gyms. So most of the time they don't even hear me. So it makes it a lot easier on me. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. The hard part is that as a referee, you understand your gig and what you do. Sometimes I think they forget how much time we spend as coaches and teachers, that all that kind of bubbles up. That like I
can see that now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a 12-month, like you leave, like you get in your car and you go home. I still have parents and kids and the community and all that still on me after you've left the gym. So I think sometimes the officials forget that aspect, that when I'm yelling at you, I'm just yelling because I have a lot of pressure on me. I have, I've vested a lot of time in this, a lot of I think that's where sometimes the officials forget. So I try to counter that by, well, they're doing the best they can. As long as they're communicating with me, we're good. It's the ones that won't talk to me that I only have problems with. And very rarely does that happen. And they'll come over and say, sit down, Steve. It's like, okay, you're good. I hear you. You warned me. I get you. Yep. I'm sorry. We'll disagree. But yeah, I think that's the issue, is like it. And that's come with time, I think, that I've kind of realized that they're trying. They're not trying to hose us. There's this, but I think officials sometimes forget that, I could make more working at the gas station at the corner than I do coaching.
That's true.
I don't do it for that. I do it because I love the boys, and it's a fun game, and it's like teaching for me. It's like, it's fun. It's like, it makes me feel alive. That's why I do it. I'd make a lot more money doing something else. So, and it's the same with the officials. They get $60 or whatever they get. They're not doing it because of that either. But it's everybody else that forgets that, I think.
Right. Yep.
It's tough. It's tough. It's gotten easier with age, but it's tough.
Yeah, it's a tough balance.
It is. It is. I had a colleague tell me, just, Steve, go into every game assuming every official is bad.
Yeah.
And then your life will just feel, if you get a good whistle, then you'll feel good. It's like, well, that's an interesting way to think about it, but they're not all bad. Most of them are very good.
Right.
And
it's the out-of-county ones that I have the issue with.
Yeah, and the thing is, they don't know. It's hard because they're not. That's why I don't really care about the shot clock, but I've written some articles on it, in the sense that they don't. This is not their job. They don't have instant replay. They can't see if it hit the rim. That's the issue I have with the high school shot clock. Is like Susie, the science teacher, is going to be running the shot clock. It's not like they're paying someone $500 at the Kohl Center for the Badgers.
Right.
In the Big Ten to run the shot clock. It's going to be, and then the officials have to figure out if it hits. So that's the issue I have with it. It's like, I'm not sure what's going to do the game. We're at halves though, which I really like. Oh yeah. We are at half. We play 2 18-minute halves.
Oh, okay.
So it allows me to play more kids. That made sense to me. I wish we had another timeout, but it does make sense from a flow standpoint. But it was different when we went to South Carolina. It was like, oh my God, we play 8 minutes and we get a rest.
That's how ours is. We got 4 8-minute quarters. So.
Yeah. And you get an extra, you basically 2 extra timeouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the kids get to rest. So we'll do this again. We'll do this again in a couple weeks.
Okay.
I'll post it on the Facebook group. That's easy. And I'll send out a mass email too, because not everybody's on the Facebook group, but it won't be, the next 2 Sundays I'm busy. I have my youth my youth board for my basketball program, and then the following Sunday, but then we'll probably do one end of January again.
Okay.
But you guys can always email me and stuff, and if you have questions and stuff, I can definitely help you. We can get on a one-on-one call too at some point, especially after this week.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. See you guys.
All right, take care.
Yep, bye. Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that episode of Coach Unplugged. It's just pulling the curtain back and looking at what we do at office hours and part of our teachhoops.com community. So I hope you enjoyed that. I don't do a lot of advertising. I just don't. I really have to believe in the system and the process.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, make sure you subscribe and like. Leave a written review. I read every one of those written reviews. Also, if you're thinking of taking your, maybe you've had a 500 season, maybe you just got done with your season, maybe you're starting your season, let me help you take your team to the next level. I've been there. I've experienced it. Trust me, I can help you take it to the next level. We'll get on a call and we'll get it all figured out. I'll make sure you subscribe and like. Have a great day.